I wonder how this past year has been for you in terms of this. It seems like a nonstop thing every week on New Moon and on you and Rob. What's it been like from your side, and how do you feel about the new movie?
I think I've gotten a lot more comfortable with talking about myself and knowing that what you say people are really going to take into consideration, and that always intimidated me so much that I minced every word that came out. It was I couldn't finish the sentence because I was so concerned about how it was going to sound. I didn't want to come across insincere about something that I really love to do, and so I realized that instead of refraining from saying I've put my heart and soul into this thing and I love it, and that's what I should have said instead of like the really logical, over-analytical reason why I love it. You just do. So I've gotten more comfortable with it, and the whole rumor tabloid stuff, it's so obviously false to me. Look, even before I became a part of it, that once I was sort of a star, the star of that. It's like a show. It's like a ridiculous show.
A soap opera with your name in it?
Exactly, with false realism, like a soap opera that seems real, but you're not quite sure. I knew, it doesn't bother me. I don't take it personally. So luckily, because I've had so much experience, it's gotten easier to talk about the work. So
And what about the work for this one?
I had a really good time on this movie. It was really, intense. Just because of the nature of the story, it goes in a completely different direction. We undermine the first. We establish a very ideological idea of love, and basically we tell our main character, our main protagonist, that she was wrong. And it's like, where is our story going to be left if Edward's not there? And what I really love about New Moon is that you see this girl really build herself back up, and by the time she makes the sort of rash decision to spend eternity with a vampire, she's in a position that you actually believe. You believe her. You're like, okay, you're old enough, you're mature enough to know. You've lived life. She grows up. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Kristen. The scenes with Victoria are really harrowing in this. I was wondering what's it been like working with Bryce Dallas Howard in that role in Eclipse?
Really good. Bryce is scary. She's really oddly sweet as well, so it's funny to see her sort of switch back and forth. But Victoria for Bella is like an ever-present fear. Even when Victoria's not around, she's scared that she's coming back. So Bryce is such a good actress, and it was easy to be scared of her.
Can you talk about breaking in your new director? How did you work with Chris?
Chris has everything. I think to be a good director, you have to be a good person, and you have to care about people. And I don't know a more compassionate human being. I couldn't have done this unless I had such a believable environment and comfortable, safe environment to be so vulnerable in, and he provided that tenfold. He's one of the coolest guys, one of the smartest, funniest guys I know. And he really loves the project as well. He wasn't just jumping on the next big thing. So it wasn't about breaking him in at all. He only helped make everything. Helped make everything. He made everything what it is. He's incredible. I love him.
He gave you guys these guidebooks or something that he came in with. What was that, and how did that help you?
Chris did a very different thing that I've never had a director do. He put together it's like a syllabus almost of what we were supposed to achieve and how he was going to make it easier for everyone, and sort of like an introduction to how he likes to work. And it covered not only. It didn't only introduce the idea of collaboration. It was inviting everyone onto this project and saying please everyone love it, and please everyone be invested. And work hard because we're all here to work. You know what I mean? It was very encouraging. And it also had like technical aspects of like how he was so sorry that so much of the movie was going to be CGI stuff that we would have to react to, but he was always going to make us aware of what we were acting with, and he was never going to leave us high and dry. Like a lot of effects movies they're hard to do because you don't know what you're reacting to. So he had like a full rundown of how he planned on making the movie, and most directors are like, you know, have you put together notes for our meeting? And it's like, no, that's your job. So that's so he's amazing. I love him.